Guavas is actually born out of an effort at Sprint Labs, later moved to Intel Labs, and the whole idea around Guavas is to look at large data volumes and determine analytics around the data without the use of a warehouse. So it's sort of the next generation in data analytics, and I think the key proposition that Guavas brings to the table is the ability to actually do performance analytics on streaming data. The old paradigm used to be store it in a warehouse, do analytics later. What we're doing is actually doing analytics up front and storing the results later. In addition to being, sort of revolution, we're also open source. And we've done this on purpose. We're low cost, one of the purposes for that. We've taken a software as a factory approach to building what we do for our carriers. So we're able to deploy things in a matter of weeks that up until now has probably taken months, if not years, at least a couple years to do. And rooms full of storage that you no longer have to have. We're actually unique in that we are heterogeneous. We sit in between the router, the core routers in a network. It could be a Juniper or a Huawei or a Cisco or an Alcatel-Lucent router type or other network elements. It could be session border controllers from somebody like Acme Packets, all of which we have connectors to. And so we actually ingest router traffic, J flows and S flows and Acme packet flows, CDRs, IPDRs. All of those look like data to us. Data is data, the way we look at it. And we build connectors, we ingest the data, we look at various elements of that, we look at the anomalies in the data and use that to actually do the query itself. If you want to do real-time billing, maybe you want to do tiered billing on data as it's in flight. Up until now, you couldn't do that. You had to have flat rate structures. So a lot of carriers will want to potentially bill for data that, or data information from the data, in a real-time manner. There's other things. I can tell you that we're working with a tier 1 carrier that's very interested in knowing whether or not you're roaming at your home. And if you are roaming at your home, having a customer service rep in real time, make a call and potentially offer you a femtocell or a way to stop from roaming in your own home on the competition's network. Enabling things like peering networks to do better traffic routing of data based upon link congestion and the link availability. Again, you couldn't do that without real-time access to the information. So there's just so many ways that you could do this. And maybe lastly, most importantly, is there's a lot of data that you don't need to store. It's important now and maybe in the next hour or two, but next week or next month it becomes somewhat irrelevant or even meaningless to store. But that's the only way you could actually do analytics, a year ago, and now you don't have to. You can do it with a streaming engine like we have.